Back with one more video, and I want to thank you guys for coming back to watch another video with me. Now, if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. I do unboxings, first impressions, reviews, anything related to technology and more, so please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free, so hey, why don't you do it? But in all seriousness, guys, today we're talking about headphones, earbuds, Bluetooth, wireless specifically. So we have the Apple Airpods, we have Jaybird X3s, and we have BeatsX. Now these are three wireless Bluetooth earbuds. God, these words are gonna drive me crazy today. Okay, so around my neck, I'm gonna start off with this. Around my neck I have the BeatsX. Now these are the first earbuds released by Beats post the merger, or I should say being bought out by Apple. Now what's significant about that is that Apple has introduced this chip called the W1, and the W1 helps simplify Bluetooth connection. Rather than doing what we've always done, going into the settings, clicking your respective device and waiting for that connection, putting in a pin, whatever the product, you can now simply turn on the device, in this case the BeatsX, and it will prompt if, and this is a big if you're using your iPhone or an iPad or an Apple device, but more specifically your iPhone, it will prompt you to connect to it. And that's it. You click connect, you're done, that's it. From that point forward, every single time that you connect to your earbuds, you turn them on and they're already connected. And then from that point forward, if you're then using a Mac, a MacBook Pro, an iPad, your Apple Watch, they'll all connect seamlessly, assuming that you are all connected through iCloud. So there are a few things that you got to make sure you do first, specifically the iCloud account. But once that, and assuming that's all set up, then the wireless experience really takes over. By that I mean you are no longer tethered to having to reconnect. You're no longer having to go and take that time to do so. Now I know that doing that doesn't take that much time, but it's a step that you no longer have to do. Now with the BeatsX, in my time with them, I have really enjoyed these earbuds. These are my first Beats product ever. I've never owned Beats headphones. I don't consider myself an audiophile. I do know, and I have read, and I have watched that Beats tend to have more bass, and that's about it, right? That's why they're so controversial, or part of the reason why they're so controversial. So take my opinions with a grain of salt. I am no audiophile, but I do listen to music pretty regularly, especially my commute to work, my commute back, and when I'm lounging, hanging around the house, and doing my breaks at work. And I have really enjoyed the BeatsX. First thing I have really enjoyed about these things are, I actually really dig the design. I really like the way they lay on your neck. I like that there's this magnetic clasp that helps keep it a little more organized. I like the way they sit on your neck. And honestly, I like the features that come with it. You get your, there it is. So you get your volume up, volume down, you get your pause play, and then you've got the button that's going to activate Siri, or if you're using it with an Android device, OK Google. So all here, you have access to all that functionality that you'd expect with modern earbuds or headphones of today's day. Now, also on top of that, with the BeatsX, you get something that Apple calls, or Beats call, fuel charge. So if you're from the Android world or the Android ecosystem, you guys have experience and know what I'm talking about when it comes to quick charge, fast charge, turbocharging, all those fancy terms for, hey, I can deliver a faster charge to my device. So Apple and Beats have gotten together and incorporated that with your BeatsX, and it is fantastic. A couple minutes of charging this through a lightning cable and you're going to get incredible battery life. Honestly, in my week plus of having the BeatsX and using them every day, I've yet to charge them once. And that's at least an hour of listening to something every day on and off. I shouldn't say I haven't charged it once. I have yet to charge it completely. I have, in one or two instances, plugged it into a lightning cable, given it a few minutes, and I'm done, I'm good, I'm set. I don't have to worry about them again. So keep that in mind if you're considering buying the BeatsX. Solid sound. You have no way to tweak that sound. You have no way to tweak what you're listening to. Has some bass, but for your average consumer, for the average person listening to some sort of audio, I don't think you're going to be disappointed with the way this sounds. You do get replacement nibs, or these little, the things that go around it at the end to fit better to your ear. So you get to change that up a little bit. You do get some wings as well. So if you like that, that may or may not help you better with the fit, but that comes with the packaging. And overall, I think this is a very sleek design and a very good product. You do get them in extra colors. This is the black colorway. You get them in white, you get them in gray, and you get them in blue. So there's that. The second thing we're talking about are the Apple Airpods. Okay, so keep in mind what I just said about the BeatsX. Now, the Apple Airpods have been extremely controversial since they've come out. One, because you could still, to this day, in late April, you still can't really go into a store and find them. They're not that easy to find. They've been that back ordered since their first announcement till their release in December, and I got these suckers in late March, early April. Now, the Apple Airpods, what you're seeing in my hand, this is all there is to it. There are no tips, there are no wings, there are no different colors. There's nothing else that you can do to these unless you go and buy a third-party accessory to make them fit in your ear better. Now, with that being said, I have made a full review on these, so I will link that in the description, and I will click up here at some point while I'm talking if you want to jump right to these reviews. But when you take them out of the case, you get the bud, and basically it looks like the ones that come with your iPhone, and they just cut the cord off. That's it. There's nothing else to it. So the design is controversial. Now, functionality, I love them. I have recommended them, and I'll say it again. If you're in the Apple ecosystem, these may really work well for you, and you may fall in love with these. They fit well in my ear. They don't fall out. They sound very good to me, again, average consumer. To me, honestly, between these and the BeatsX, I think the BeatsX sound a little better, but I like the way these actually sit in my ear more, so maybe because of that, the sound gets pushed in better. So it's like almost I have to turn on the volume a little louder with these to get a better sound than with these. When I do turn on the sound or the volume up more with the BeatsX, then I feel like the sound is better. But if I'm just at work listening to some music during my break with the Apple Airpods, no complaints whatsoever. Matter of fact, with these, I don't even need both in. Huge pro. You can just put one in, especially if you're at work, especially if you're just walking around the house. Just slide one in, you're good to go. Battery life with these are a non-issue. Charge on these, charge very fast as well. So both BeatsX and Apple Airpods, charging wise, battery life wise, non-issue. Really, really like them. Keep that in mind. Finally, we have the Jaybird X3s. Now, this is a product that honestly, it took me a while to decide to get these because I had seen reviews on them. I had read reviews on the, almost dropped those. I had seen and read reviews regarding the Jaybird X3s. I had been eyeing them since the X2s. I had considered the Freedoms, and then I finally got the X3s. Now, these are very, very good if you're focused on one thing and one thing only, and that's being athletic. That's if you're wanting to be active. That's if you're wanting to get up and do things consistently. These are for you. Sound-wise, they trump the BeatsX and the Apple Airpods. And I'm going to tell you why. These right here come with a dedicated My Sound app. I think that's what they call it, My Sound app. What that app allows you to do is tweak how you listen to your music. You can customize it to your liking, a lot of bass, a lot of treble, etc. Or you can click or choose a different profile that's been pre-created for you. Or you can go into the community section where people create their own sound profiles, and they kind of give them ratings, and then you can download that. So once you choose a profile, it gets synced automatically. So every time you listen to whatever it is you're listening to, it goes to that profile. If you want to change it, just simply opening the app, choosing the new profile. And because of that, you have the option of taking what you're listening to and enhancing it. So if you're more of an audiophile person, these may be for you. But at the same time, if you're not someone looking to be active, or I shouldn't say not looking to be active, but you're not someone that when being active requires listening to something, right? Going to the gym or going for a run or going for a walk, that you don't require listening to something, these may not be for you. And I'm going to explain that a little more here in just a second. So keep in mind, sound quality on these are very good. You have the ability to customize them. These also come in different colors. This is the black colorway, and I think you get like a dark army green and maybe white as well. I don't know if there's any other colorways, but I know for a fact I saw those three when I bought these at Best Buy. These also come with the nibs. You get with the Comply foam, so a different kind of foam nib that maybe conforms better to your ear. You get the wings, so you're set here in terms of trying to get these to fit the best, in a way. Apple AirPods, you don't. If these fit, great. If they don't, you're out of luck. You better find yourself a third-party accessory, and even that may not help you. The BeatsX do come with some customizability in terms of fitting to your ear. So if you're looking for, or you know that earbuds aren't your thing, or they're usually something that don't fit well, you want to look for the X3s and the BeatsX, and you want to forget about these. These are out of it. Done. My girlfriend doesn't even consider wearing these because she does not like how the ones that come with the iPhone fit in her ear, and it has nothing to do with the cable. I know some of you consider that. They just don't fit well, and she has nothing that she can do about trying to get these to fit better. These, for me, fit well because the ones that come with the iPhone have always fit well. Out of all three of these, the ones that don't fit the best for me are the Jaybird X3s. Not necessarily the fit in ear, but how they sit on your neck and how they go over your ear or under your ear. By that I mean, these guys have a short cable. They're meant to be used in an active setting. So you can either put these in like so and then plug them in your ear, whatever, there you go, and you can, see, they don't even fit right. Just kidding, but I don't know what size I have in these, honestly. Whatever, you get the point. Then you can put the wings on them, you can change the nibs or whatever, and you can use them over your ear like that, and then you can plug them in. There's a whole different way of using them. If you're willing to put in the time to read the instructions or watch some YouTube videos on how people use them, there's even this little thing that can go around in the back of the neck and helps the cable stay kind of glued to your neck. Personally, after using them for almost 2 weeks, I don't like the way they fit or feel on my neck. When I'm using them, music-wise, audio-wise, it sounds great. But when I'm actually moving around, turning my neck, walking, sitting at my desk, that's mostly how I'm listening to my audio or my music. With all three of these is while I'm at my desk or driving, so I'm not really moving. I don't like the way they feel. I feel like they're constricting. I feel like they're there. And honestly, I'm always thinking about them, and I don't like that. That takes away from the experience, I think, of what it is that you're trying to listen to. That's my opinion. I don't like it. I think it's because the cable's really short. I think it's because the cable kind of has this grippy texture to it. So if you sweat a lot, or if you're constantly, damp or a little humidity's around, you're going to feel it against your neck. If you have to wear a suit, if you have to wear a button-up shirt, then these, you're pretty much out of luck because there's not enough cable. Look at that, I got so much. There's not enough cable that's probably going to fit under your shirt and then around to your ear. And if there is, it's barely going to leave you enough to turn and get comfortable. So keep that in mind if you're using these in an office setting or in a place that you have to dress more professionally. Now, the BeatsX, on the other hand, they're much more comfortable to wear comparisons to the Jaybird X3s. Again, you can change the nibs, you can change the way these fit in your ear, but on top of that, you've got a much longer cable. And because you have a much longer cable with a already kind of pre-made design, right? So this right here, this little arch isn't going to go anywhere, and it's made so that it sits on your neck and shoulders much more comfortably. They seem to tend to float. So when I'm wearing these around the office, I forget they're there. They are long enough that I can actually put them on over the collar when I'm wearing a suit or having a button-up shirt with a tie. They're long enough that I can actually put inside the collar and only have a portion of the earbuds hang down across my shirt. And because they split, obviously I can choose to wear one or the other. Same thing would apply to the Jaybird X3s. But when I'm turning my neck, when I'm moving, when I'm walking, they're not going to get stuck. They're not going to pull one or the other out. And I don't have this big hub, right? So the Jaybird X3s have the hub where you have the pause, play, volume up, volume down, OK Google, Siri thing right here, and it's much closer to your neck than it is to your chest. So all of this bulks up. So if you don't have, let me put it this way, because you don't have a lot of cable, and depending on what you're wearing, then this is going to be hard to reach. And if you're trying to be discreet in an office setting, or you're trying to be discreet somewhere else, good chance you're not going to reach this. Or if you are, you're going to look pretty awkward and pretty silly trying to go and touch back here. So do keep that in mind. But because the BeatsX have their hub further down here, you're not going to hide this. It's going to be harder to hide this. You can hide it if you want, but you're not going to have that awkward placement, and you can reach it much more comfortably. So in terms of comfort between these two, definitely go with the BeatsX. But in terms of sound, definitely go with the Jaybird X3s. Now, finally, we have the Apple Airpods. We talked about them a little bit in the beginning of the video. These are so interesting because these kind of fit in between these two. And I have no idea if that's what Apple was going for, because I know they did release the Apple Airpods and the BeatsX at the same time. These are $10 more expensive than the BeatsX. So I've already discussed in my full review and at the beginning of this video a little bit of how these fit in my ear, and I like them. They're very comfortable. These guys right here allow you to forget that you even have something in your ear. If they fit in your ear, the fact that there's no cable at all, period, done, this thing is incredibly comfortable. It is amazing to have just one bud in your ear. That's how I like to use them. And forget it's there. Battery life is a non-issue. I honestly think it's the best battery life out of all of the three. If you're not considering how fast they charge, I think then the BeatsX beats it in terms of quick charging, but battery life, I think the Apple Airpods definitely win or trump all of them. It's the leader, the king in battery life department. But when I'm using them and wearing them, I forget it's there. I don't have to fiddle around with a cable. I don't have to hide anything in a shirt. I don't have to look like I'm listening to music. Sure, that thing does stick out of your ear a little bit. So you're probably going to get some people ask you about them, and you're going to get some people asking on the street, like, what do you think? Do you like them? Do you not? That's my experience. No one stopped me so far at work or outside of work to ask me how I like my Jaybird X3s. No one has stopped me so far to ask me how I like my BeatsX. They don't even know if this is from Beats or what, or if these are just some casual wireless earbuds from a different company. I don't know. But I have had several coworkers ask me about the Apple Airpods. I have had several strangers stop me and ask me about the Apple Airpods. people know about them, so that buzz is out there. And honestly, I don't even think they look that bad. And I'm saying that as someone who loves Apple and Android, so I'm not a fanboy, if you will, for one or the other, but I do like the way they look. I wish they came in different colors. Then I think that that would be awesome. But in terms of fit, in terms of comfort, Apple AirPods trump the Jaybird X3s and the BeatsX. One less thing hanging around, one less thing to worry about, one less thing to carry around per se. Now again, if they fit in your ear. So I am someone that likes to be active or tries to be active, and I'm not always active. So I didn't buy these with the mentality of, oh my God, I need to get something that's going to be sweat-proof, waterproof, allow me to go sweat up a storm, pump iron, run 17 miles. That's not me. I love to play sports if I can. If I don't, so be it. But I do enjoy listening to music. I do enjoy watching YouTube videos. I am the casual user, the average consumer who just wants something that's going to work well, have decent battery life, and I don't have to worry or think about it. With that being said, if you are only an iPhone user and you're in the Apple ecosystem and you know that the ones that come with the iPhone fit in your ear, then the Apple AirPods are for you. Hands down. You'll love them. You will love them. You will love the fact that you can take one out of your ear and your audio pauses. You're going to love the fact that you don't need to wear both. You're going to love the fact that you can double tap to access Siri. You're going to love the W1 chip. You're going to love not having to think about Bluetooth connections. You're going to love the fact that you can walk very, very far and there's no lag, there's no distortion, there's no connection issue. You're going to love the battery life, and you're going to love, I'll grab them again, you're going to love the portability of these AirPods. You're going to love the case. You're going to fall in love with these. Honestly, I think you will. If you go online right now and type Apple AirPods and read the reviews that people have typed on them, you'll get what I'm saying. But look at different sites so you're not just reading fanboy reviews. If you're an iPhone user, only, and you're not switching to Android, not doing anything else, these are for you. I loved these. But then something called the Galaxy S8 Plus came out, and they no longer fit my lifestyle because I switched from my iPhone 7 Plus to the Galaxy S8 Plus, and then that loses all of its features. You're basically using a glorified Bluetooth headset. Answer calls, listen to some audio, but you've got to blast audio on your source, your new phone, your Android phone, or your computer or whatever, because in the audio, the sound volume, I don't know what's up with it, but for example, my Galaxy S8 Plus, I have to have it almost on max settings to listen to something and be like, okay, I can actually hear that. So once I noticed that after 2-3 days, I'm like, you know what? I just can't justify that amount of money, so they got to get returned. So then I got the Jaybird X3s, and I'm like, okay, these work very well with the iPhone. They work very well with Android. I have no issues like the Apple AirPods between volume settings. I like the app a lot. I don't use it a lot because, again, I'm a casual listener, average consumer, average person, Joe Schmo. But I don't mess with that. So I forget it's there. But when I remember it's there, it's great. I get to tweak depending on what I know I'm going to listen to, and I like that. But that's as far as it goes. Because I'm not someone that's constantly active, I don't like the fact that these are built around that. I don't like the fact that it's a short cable. I don't like the fact that it kind of sticks to my neck, especially if I'm sweating. I don't like the fact that there's really no comfortable way to me on how these should go in my ear. I don't like the fact that if I turn, I'm always pulling on it because, again, the texture sticks to my neck and then it pulls. So then that kind of takes away from the whole wireless or Bluetooth earbuds experience because then they're falling out of my ear. So keep that in mind. If you're focused on being active, they are sweat proof. If you're focused on the best sound possible, because of the app. If you're not focused on those things, these are probably not for you. And that leaves me with the BeatsX. I had read a review about this guy who said that he hates everything Apple. Never owned an iPhone, never will, according to him. Doesn't like their Macs, doesn't this, doesn't that. But decided to give these a try, knowing still that they were owned by Apple now, and loves them. Uses them, I think he said, with his like LG G6, the new LG. and he had and gave it raving reviews, and that sparked me to go ahead and buy these. And so far, my experience with them, I have no complaints. The sound is an in-between the Jaybird X3s with a audio profile chosen and the Apple Airpods. They fit well. They come with some different nibs, right, to fit in your ears, to customize them better. They're long enough so when I'm turning, they're not pulling. They're long enough that the cable doesn't have to be so thick. So that I don't know if that has anything to do, or the thought process between how Beats chose their cable and how the Jaybird X3s came about their cable. But the texture isn't as sticky. So they're never just yanking out of my ear. And I like the fact that I don't lose any functionality. So like the Jaybirds, I don't lose functionality because these have the inline controls. So I can still access Siri, I can still access OK Google. These are not sweat proof, they're not waterproof. Some people have used them and sweated and they say they haven't had any issues. I have gone for several walks. While it's been really hot outside, I have sweated and so far no issues. And I like the fact that it has the magnetic clasp, so it keeps it a little more organized. So, in summary, I know this is a long review, but if you've stuck through it till the end, please subscribe and thumbs up. But in all seriousness, in summary, I think that it comes down to this. If you're active and focusing on active, get the Jaybird X3s. If you love the iPhone and will never go to something else, get the Apple Airpods. In regards to which platform they're going to use, they can go one way or the other at any particular moment or time. Then get the BeatsX because they're going to work fine across the board, just like the Jaybirds, but they're going to work well across the board and they're going to be more comfortable, and I think they actually look pretty cool. So there you have it, guys. There's a lengthy review. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it helped you make the decision as to which one to get. If you have any comments, any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Thumbs up the video, please, and consider subscribing. I've got a lot more videos coming along, and I would love to share them with you. I'd love for you to watch them. And I'm having fun doing this, and I hope you're having fun watching this. And that's it, guys. That's Nando doing the video thing one more time. Stay geeky. Peace.